This one, Eagles are unbeaten. Texans have one win. Eagles minus 13 on the road.
Yeah, you understand it because of how bad Houston's looked, how good Philly has looked, but it is on the short week. It is in Houston. It seems a little inflated to me. And look, I said this to you before we started the show. I want to take the Eagles. I want to lay the points. The problem is, if history would tell you, like usually lines this big, it doesn't end up being that way. There's a lot of parity right now in the NFL. I think if you look at the Eagles too, at least defensively, and you look at how these two teams match up, this could be a Dameon Pierce game where all of a sudden you see them kind of hang their hat on the rushing game. The Eagles have been kind of middle of the road, at least in regards to yards attempt or yards, rushing yards as far as their rankings go. This might be an opportunity where Houston can stay within this number on the short week. So, look, I just don't want to set the precedent of having to give up to a home team, giving a road team giving away 13 points. So I'm going to go with the Texans here. I do not feel good about this, though.
I'm going to take the Eagles, and I don't feel good about it. I mean, it's one of those games. It's short week. You get quick turnaround. You don't get a lot of work in. But that can also work in favor of the Eagles. They're hard to prepare for.
Yeah.
When you're a defense and you're trying to prepare for that offense on a short week, it can be a real problem for them. So that's the reason I think it's going to be trouble for the Texans. I had the Texans as a pick last week. Boy, that was rotten. And I'm not going to go back to them. I'm taking the Eagles.
I'll say this much. If I'm Lovie Smith, I'm taking Derek Stingley, and wherever A.J. Brown goes, I'm putting him on him. And they're just isolated the whole game one-on-one and not allow what we saw last week.
That's not what Lovie Smith does, though.
I know it's not, but a lot of times when you have a unique offense with this sort of personnel, you have to get outside your comfort zone and say, maybe we're going to play a little bit more man-to-man, or maybe we're going to find a way of putting Derek Stingley on a guy who could literally take over a game like he did last week versus Pittsburgh.
I would play more man against Jalen Hurts, too.
When you look at Thursday games dating back to 1970 in the NFL, because they always play on Thanksgiving, right? Thursday games, teams that are double-digit favorites, 27-14 against the spread. That bodes well for the Eagles.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.